In this video, we reveal a shocking story that turned a sunny Greek paradise into a scene of terror. Anastasia Patricia Rubinska was born in Rzeszow, Poland in 1996. Rzeszow is a city with more than 600,000 people. Her family was middle class and they put a lot of value on school and working hard. They had a daughter named Natalia Rubinska. Adrien Rubinski was Anastasia's younger brother and she was very close to him. Her childhood and teen years were safe and calm. People say that because she was their only daughter, her parents paid a lot of attention to her. Some said they loved her so much that they treated her like their only child. Before we jump into the story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life crime documentaries that reveal the shocking truths behind unsolved cases. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update and stay up to date with every chilling detail. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Leave a comment below and share your country. It's remarkable how far these stories reach and how many people across the world are drawn to discovering the truth. Your support helps keep these stories alive, honors the victims, and shows why these cases must never be forgotten. Let's get into the story. Anastasia has been interested in fashion and beauty since she was very young. Parents called her vain and driven, and her dream was to become a model and have a steady career in the field. She was very friendly and naturally good at making friends. Her family said she was driven and wanted a good life with enough money to tour the world. In her teens, Anastasia met Michael, a boy who went to the same school as her. After some time, they began dating, and as the years went by, their relationship became more serious. They were already making a lot of plans for their future together, even though they didn't know when they would get married. In 2023, when Anastasia was 27 and Michael was 28, the couple left Poland to look for work in other countries. They went to Kos together. It's a beautiful island in the Aegean Sea and a real tourist spot. They moved to Kos in May of that year and both found work in the hospitality business, which serves hundreds of thousands of tourists every year in Greece. Anastasia was hired as a waiter at an island restaurant inside a high-end hotel. This let her enjoy the weather in the Mediterranean while making money during the busy season. This was the trip of a lifetime for Anastasia, who had always wanted to see the world. These two people enjoyed Greek hospitality while exploring the area's beautiful beaches and towns on their days off. People who worked with Anastasia said she was professional and friendly. She worked on her health and looks in her spare time and secretly hoped to become a famous model. She lived on the lovely island of Kos that summer. Their plan was to save as much money as possible and enjoy the busy season so they could go back to Poland in the fall. They wanted to have great times on that island paradise. Things were going well, but they had no idea that they were about to go bad. Anastasia didn't have to work on Monday, June 12, 2023. Her coworkers said there was no reason to think she was worried. She looked relaxed, so she chose to go out by herself that night. At 7:13 p.m., Anastasia walks into a small cafe by herself. As caught on camera, there is no one else with her when she goes up to the counter, probably to order something to eat or drink. In the evening, Anastasia went to a small market close by. There were security cams that caught her buying a bottle of wine. The same video shows that she went into the market by herself. But when she left, she was with a tall, dark-haired guy. Later, the worker confirmed this, saying that Anastasia came in by herself but left with a man he knew from being a regular customer. After that, the two left the area together on the man's bike. Greek. News outlets have released more CCTV video that shows the same man using his cell phone while standing near the shelves in the market. But since the video wasn't shown with clear timestamps, it's not possible to say for sure if he entered the market before or after Anastasia. The pictures make it look like he might have already been inside when she got there. It turned out that the man was Salahuddin Shihab, a Bangladeshi refugee who had been living on Kos for a few years. Sources say that he was already well known in the area. He had been living on the island officially for about 11 years. He sometimes worked on farms nearby, and at the time of the event, he had been trying for a month to get a job at the same hotel where Anastasia worked. It's still not clear if Anastasia knew him by sight, but police think he may have tried to get in touch with hotel staff before. Later that night, they met at the grocery store. It might have been by chance, or the man might have taken advantage of the chance. It was clear that Anastasia had been drinking. The wine she bought might have been drunk on the way. Michael said that around 10:30 p.m., Anastasia called him. He was still at work at that time. She told them she was drunk and not feeling well during the call. She also said she met a group of guys from Bangladesh and Pakistan who offered to help her get home. Anastasia says she made plans with one of them for a motorbike ride to a place on the island where Michael could meet her. Michael became worried when he saw that his girlfriend was drunk, so he told her to stay where she was and told her he would come get her. Yes, Anastasia said. Soon after, she sent the GPS coordinates from her phone. She was in the Tagaki area, which is close to Marmari. Michael got off work quickly and went to that place to meet her. But Anastasia wasn't there when he got there at 10:35 p.m. The place that was shown was empty and dark. Michael called Anastasia several times, but she never picked up. At one point, her phone stopped working, like it was turned off. He didn't wait around. He started looking for her on his own, driving around the area in the hopes of finding her. As his worry grew, Michael used a tracking app on his phone to record the last known position of Anastasia's device at 11:38 p.m. The address went to a street in the Tagaki area called Konstantinos Kiapokas. Michael found Anastasia's phone left behind and turned it off when he got there. He looked all over the area for his girlfriend but couldn't find her. It became clear by the minute that something very bad had happened. Michael knew he couldn't find her by himself after a long time of looking but not finding her. He went to the Kos police station and told them that Anastasia was missing. Michael told them the exact time and place of their last conversation. He told the Greek police that Anastasia had been drunk and had sent him her location so that he could pick her up, but she was already gone when he got there. He gave her the phone he had found and told her about the foreigner on a motorcycle who was meant to meet her at the agreed-upon place. The Greek cops were told all of this, but they did not start looking right away. They told Michael that they couldn't help her because she was an adult and probably just sleeping at someone's house. The police told Michael that they would start looking for him again in 24 to 48 hours if he came back. Michael wanted to help so badly, but didn't know how. His daughter Anastasia had disappeared, and the cops were not doing anything about it. He called her mother to tell her this. The family of Anastasia went crazy. They got in touch with the Polish Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Polish Embassy in Athens, Greece. Michael and Anastasia's family were always in touch with each other. He told the police station more than once that Anastasia still hadn't come back, but they always told him the same thing. He had to wait. The Greek cops didn't do anything until almost 40 hours after she went missing. Michael went back to the Kos police office on June 14th with copies of Anastasia's messages, a screenshot of her last phone call, and photos from Facebook that were already popular in Poland. Two of Michael's Polish co-workers who worked at the hotel went with him as witnesses and to help get everything over in Greek. But the cop on duty tried to play it down by saying that Anastasia was an adult and could have picked someone else to stay with. Witnesses say Michael started to cry and yell inside the police station. Right away, one of his Polish co-workers called the Polish embassy in Athens and put them on speakerphone. The police chief didn't show up until after that. He took the papers and then filed the official MUP report. It had been 40 hours since Anastasia went missing, and the cops only did something because they were forced to. At around 10 a.m., two police officers in a patrol car went to the hotel where Anastasia worked to talk to some workers and get more information. Right now, the cops were still looking into it as a case of a person going missing on their own. They asked Anastasia if she had ever been missing, if she drank a lot, and if she had a fight with her boyfriend. A simple form was used to keep track of everything, and they said that Anastasia's departure was likely her choice, and that she would be back in a day or two. The police then went back to the station and turned in the missing person report they had just opened, marking it as likely a deliberate disappearance. They didn't start a criminal investigation, change the case to kidnapping, or even ask for the security camera video from the hotel. Late that same day, the police chief told reporters that it was summer, that drunk tourists do things like this all the time, and that Anastasia would show up in 2 days. He was wrong, though. Michael went back to the police station on June 15th, but he was sent away again. Her mother, Natalia, cried for more than 20 minutes on the phone with the Polish mission in Athens. When the cops called the hotel where Anastasia worked, they were told that she still hadn't come back. People say the call was short, less than a minute. In Poland, the story was already getting a lot of attention in the news and on social networks. Several news stories had been written about the abduction, and thousands of people were sharing Anastasia's picture to look for information. Someone from Poland's biggest private TV network went to Kos to write about the case. The police station in their area was their first stop, but the officers there refused to start a probe. Soon after, the Polish embassy called the police head to let him know that the case was already big news in Poland and that the Ministry of Justice had been asked to take action. When cops talked to reporters, they said that Anastasia would be back soon. In less than an hour, the interview went global, which made people in Poland very angry. The police chief told a patrol car to drive around the area where Anastasia had gone missing to make it look like something was being done. The patrol drove around Marmary for about 40 minutes, but the police never got out to search on foot more thoroughly. People from the community started getting together on WhatsApp groups to look for Anastasia on the same day. At 6 p.m., the search began, and were over at 10 p.m. Around 60 people took part, but nothing was found. On June 16th, early in the morning, the Regional Aegean Command sent a straight order to the Kos police station: get everything ready right away. The Polish Ministry of Justice called the next morning and gave the order. In less than an hour, more help showed up. 2 teams from the Athens Serious Crimes Unit, 2 drones, 8 sniffer dogs, and a number of Coast Guard divers were all there. Michael was asked to come to the station and give all the information he had. There was a meeting with the police teams just in case. To do a full search, they split the island of Kos into 4 areas during this meeting. The police talked to Michael and got all the information they could find out about Anastasia. As one of the first things they did, they tried to figure out all of her steps up until she went. The police also looked at all of Anastasia's financial activities from that day. This helped them figure out that around 8 p.m., she bought things at a small market nearby. After that, the police went to the market. They talked to the worker and asked for the security camera footage from the day Anastasia was there. The worker told the police that he saw Anastasia on the day she went missing. He said that she went into the store by herself, but left with a man. When the police asked him if he knew who the man was, he said he knew who he was because he was a regular customer, but didn't know his name. The police confirmed that Anastasia had come into the store by herself and then left with a man on a scooter. After watching the security video, the man was quickly named as Salahuddin by the police. Once they knew who he was, the cops sent 2 teams to his home in Kos. He wasn't there, though. Someone was charged with wanting to arrest Salahuddin, and a large-scale search was started on the island to find him. The police found out in less than an hour that he had bought tickets to Italy at a travel shop in Kos's center. They went quickly to the spot and arrested Salahuddin while he was still in the middle of Kos. He planned to run away to Italy when he realized that Anastasia's case was getting more and more attention from the public. He was put in handcuffs and taken to the police station. The cops were able to identify the other men who were with him on the night Anastasia went missing, and they were also arrested. Salahuddin's face and hands had bruises that looked like scratch marks, which made him look even more suspicious. In his first statement, Salahuddin said that Anastasia had come to his flat to buy hashish and then asked to talk to him. He said the young woman came into his room and they had sexual relations on purpose. He told her he left her on a road in Marmary afterward, but video from security cameras at the market where Anastasia bought things and from other parts of the city did not back up what he said would happen. The police told him they knew he was lying. Salahuddin got more and more desperate, and he told 3 different stories about what he thought happened that night. An order to search his flat was made while he was being questioned at the police station. When police arrived at the scene, they found a yellow shirt with blood on it, pieces of blonde hair, and 2 knives that also had blood on them. Also, police found searches on the man's phone that were very likely to be evidence. Some of them were how to hide a body with fingerprints and how to trick the cops. Drones, sniffer dogs, and divers searched the whole island of Kos, while Salahuddin was being questioned and his flat was being searched by police. So far, nothing has been found because there was so much proof that Salahuddin was involved with Anastasia's disappearance. The Greek government officially charged him with kidnapping. The 4 men who were with him the night he went missing said that Salahuddin bought drugs with them, but they denied having anything to do with the crime because there wasn't enough proof. These guys from Pakistan and Bangladesh were let go. The arrest of Salahuddin as the main suspect quickly made news on the island of Kos. Because people in the area were afraid for his safety, he was put in a cell by himself, and several cops were sent to watch over him. The cops already had Anastasia's phone, so they looked at it forensically that same day, but they didn't find anything important. The ambassador told Anastasia's mother, Natalia, that Salahuddin had been arrested. Several people say she even passed out. The suspect changed his story about what happened for the fourth time during a new questioning. Exams by doctors showed that he had many scratches on his body and DNA under his nails that did not belong to him. Salahuddin was later moved from Kos to a high-security jail in Korydallos, Athens, because he was in too much danger to stay on Kos. On the island of Kos, the Greek government and hundreds of volunteers kept looking for Anastasia. Searches with drones and sniffer dogs were mostly focused on the Alaiks and Tagaki areas in the northern part of the island, which are close to where Anastasia's phone was last seen. Volunteers searched the area for hours, walking on salt flats and dirt roads, but at first, they didn't find anything. At 5:40 p.m., a group of about 15 volunteers was checking the Alaiks marshy area when Anna, a Polish volunteer, smelled something strong like decay coming from a single tree in the marsh. The big olive tree stood on a higher area in the marsh, surrounded by tall plants and reeds. Anna saw something covered in a pile of twigs as she got closer and knew it wasn't natural. It had been put there on purpose by someone. She yelled at the other helpers that she needed their help because she had found something. More of the helpers walked over. Some people with pieces of wood in their hands cut off the twigs to reveal what was beneath. As the helpers cut away the branches, they saw a big black bag buried partly in the soft mud below. Out of one end of the bag, a bloody sheet stuck out. When the helpers pulled back the sheet, they saw the foot of a woman. The group was shocked, and one of the helpers even threw up. The helpers knew they had to keep the scene clean, so they didn't touch the body. One of them told the cops and fire department about what they had found. The group blocked off the area with makeshift tape made of clothes and sticks while they waited for police, staying away from the scene to avoid contaminating it. Anna took a video of the scene to record it. The video was used in the investigation afterward. Later, Anna said, "It was under a big olive tree. It looked like someone had planned to hide her there. Her foot came out when we pulled the sheet back, still covered in pink nail polish. This is not right." About 30 minutes later, the police arrived. Because of the rough terrain, dirt roads, and marshland, a major crimes unit from Athens was called in to help with the investigation. As soon as police arrived, they saw that a naked woman's body was lying under olive branches, partly buried in salt mud. The body was wrapped in a sheet and a black plastic bag. The volunteers were told to move farther away to protect the area by the police. Soon after, the first forensic team showed up. It was made up of 8 experts from Kos and the surrounding places. They set up a 164-foot fence around the area and used drones to fly around and take pictures of the area. Forensic experts took pictures and videos of the body where it was. For DNA testing, they got the bloody sheet, the black plastic bag, branches, soil samples, and pieces of hair and skin. After that, the body was put on a special bed without being touched directly, which kept it from getting dirty. The body was then taken to the Kos Institute of Forensic Medicine, where an autopsy was planned for the next day. At first, there was no official proof that the body belonged to Anastasia, even though people had their doubts. Because it had been there for so long and because it was so hot on the island that week, the body was already decomposing quickly. So the body closely resembled Anastasia, but it was not possible to tell who it was by looking at it. The authorities preferred not to guess. Where the body was found was only 0.62 miles from Salahuddin's house and 0.31 miles from where Anastasia's phone was originally found. Her boyfriend and family knew about it, even though it wasn't public yet. Sources say they fell to the ground in tears, still holding on to the thin hope that Anastasia was still alive. Later that same day, the news came out that the body had been found. The news got around Greece and Poland very quickly. After a DNA test the next day, it was confirmed that the body did belong to Anastasia Rubinska. People in Kos who had been watching the case were very upset. This kind of crime happens very rarely on the island, which is thought to be very safe and peaceful. The news was terrible for Anastasia's family and close friends, even though they had already thought the body might be hers. Natalia, the victim's mother, wanted to see her daughter's body, but the police told her she shouldn't because it was in such bad shape. The fact that there were no bird or animal bite marks on the body caught the attention of the police. This wasn't normal because bodies left out in the open for days usually draw many animals. Authorities thought that Anastasia's body might not have been put there on the day she was killed, but rather, more recently. The body was probably taken by car to a place close to where it was found in the end. We already said that the path is wet, and it would have been very hard to get to the spot by car because it could have gotten stuck. It's more likely that the car stopped nearby, and the person who did it then carried the body on foot. But no matter what these theories said, one thing was certain: Anastasia had been killed. At first glance, her body showed signs of being abused. Skin was found under her nails, showing that she had scratched the attacker while she was trying to protect herself. Later, a full exam was done on the nearby island of Rhodes to find out the exact cause of death. Based on the medical report, Anastasia died directly from not being able to breathe. Because the breakdown was so far along, it was hard to find out more information. Still, it wasn't impossible that they would be beaten or made to have sexual contact. To make a final decision, more tests were needed, such as histopathological and toxicological studies. The case gained new speed when the body was found and identified. It went from being a case of a lost person to one of murder. Salahuddin was the main suspect and was already in police custody, but they needed solid proof to connect him to the crime. Police found strands of blonde hair in the suspect's apartment during their first search. These hairs were later proven to belong to Anastasia. Without a doubt, this showed that Anastasia had been in the suspect's flat. The bloody yellow shirt and 2 knives that were also found in the flat were studied, and it was proven to be Anastasia's blood. The suspect's phone searches that pointed to him, the scratches on his body, and later an exam that proved the skin found under Anastasia's nails belonged to him, were also important pieces of evidence that helped the prosecution win the case. Later, a detailed examination of the sheet that was used to cover Anastasia's body proved that it came from Salahuddin's house. Witness statements were also important pieces of proof. A young Pakistani man who lived in the apartment with Salahuddin at first said he hadn't seen anything odd on the day Anastasia went missing, but after being questioned very hard, he changed what he said. He said he saw Anastasia in the room on that terrible night. He told the police that she was sitting in a chair, looking very drunk, while Salahuddin was drinking with her. He said he was very tired that day, so he went to bed early. He didn't see his friend again until around 6 a.m. the next morning. When he woke up the next morning, he saw that Salahuddin had come back to bed dirty. His pants were dirty and had grass stuck to them. There were also strands of grass on the floor near the door. It was proven that Salahuddin had left the flat at night and gone through the bushes, most likely while hiding the body. The witness's notes about the grass on the clothes and in the apartment became more proof that linked Salahuddin to the crime. There was a huge amount of proof. The Greek lawyer in charge of the case said it was solid and could not be argued with. Security footage of the suspect and victim together, DNA. Anastasia's hair found in the suspect's home, scratches on his body showing a fight, incriminating internet searches pointing to a cover-up, and a plane ticket showing an attempt to leave were all pieces of evidence. This web of proof made the Greek police and prosecutor's office sure they were holding the right person. Salahuddin kept saying that he had nothing to do with the crime. During their physical encounter, he said Anastasia gave her permission and she left. He said he had no idea what happened to her. His story, on the other hand, was not supported by any proof, so it could not be true. As the Greek government finished its investigation into Salahuddin to build a strong case against him, the Polish government began a secondary investigation to make sure nothing was missed. This happened after the Polish Minister of Justice ordered that a separate investigation into the crime against Anastasia be started in Poland. The Rzeszow District Prosecutor's Office started the case by saying they were working with the Greek government and asking for the proof that was gathered in Kos. In public, the Prime Minister of Poland said that they might try to extradite the suspect so that he can be tried in Poland. Greece was shocked by what was said. The Greek government informed everyone that the crime happened on their land, so the trial had to be run by the Greek justice system. In the end, Poland did nothing more than watch and offer support. They sent experts to Greece to keep an eye on things in real time and make sure that justice was done. There were rumors that Salahuddin was in Greece illegally while the probe and media coverage were going on, but this was quickly shot down by the police. From what we know, Salahuddin got to Kos around 2012 and had legal papers showing that he lived there. He had permanent residence status, which meant that he could legally live in Greece. It's possible that he got to the island as a refugee or migrant worker and changed his status over the years. He had lived in Kos for more than 10 years and was a part of the immigrant community there. Salahuddin did simple work, most of the time on farms and plantations close to Marmari. He didn't have a regular job in tourism, but Greek reporters say he tried to get a job at the hotel where Anastasia worked, maybe to make more money or meet new people. It's not clear if his interest had anything to do with the victim or was just for business reasons. Salahuddin had never been convicted of a major crime before. Some people even said he was a perfect citizen who couldn't be harmed. He shared a small apartment with other guys from Pakistan and Bangladesh. As was already said, these guys were looked into, but since there was no proof that they were involved with the crime, they were all let go. It looked like Salahuddin had done it all by himself. Authorities in Greece say he hadn't known Anastasia for very long. They probably met when he went to the hotel where she worked to ask for a job. The cops said they followed each other on Instagram, but Salahuddin deleted her from his contacts soon after the crime. According to the Greek government, the man took advantage of the fact that Anastasia was drunk and weak. The trial of Salahuddin began in Kos on December 1st, 2024. Almost a year and a half after the crime. A lot of people tried to go to the trial in person, including reporters, regular people, and even Poles who came all the way from Poland to watch. Anastasia's family was also there. The trial moved along quickly. At the end of the trial, the jury found Salahuddin guilty of all charges because there was strong proof. He was given a sentence of life in jail with the chance of getting out after 25 years. Being found guilty made Anastasia's family feel better, and the Polish Prime Minister praised the decision. Anastasia's body finally got to Rzeszow on July 4, 2023, after being there for weeks. After her family picked her up at the airport, her body was taken to the mortuary at Osobowicki Cemetery to be buried next to her grandma. In the days that followed, plans were made in secret. There were flower wreaths, one of which was white with a blue bow that her co-workers sent from the hotel in Kos. The original date, July 14th, was moved to the following Saturday. About 150 people came to the Church of St. Roch on the morning of July 15th. A sad letter was read by Natalia at the funeral mass. It said, "You wanted to return rich, but you were always our greatest treasure." Michael put a picture of the couple on the coffin. The parade went to the graveyard at noon. Around 200 people came to the family grave to mourn. The box was carried by Adrien and Michael. Andre threw the first clump of dirt and said, "Rest in peace, my girl." In the afternoon, people told the family they were sorry at home. They went back to the grave at night to light candles. Anastasia, who had dreamed of the Greek Sea, finally found peace in her home country with the people she loved. Thank you for watching and staying with me as we delved deep into this case. Stories like these reveal how fragile life can be, how quickly everything can change, and why staying alert is more than just a habit, it's a necessity. If this video gripped you, made you question what you know, or left you thinking long after it ended, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next story we uncover. Your support allows this channel to continue exposing the hidden truths that many overlook. I want to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below. Share your reactions, your theories, or the next case you want us to investigate. Every comment is read and influences the stories we bring to you. And if you know someone who should see this video, don't hesitate to share it. Spreading awareness can save someone from danger or help them understand the hidden side of the world. Stay alert, trust your instincts, and watch the world closely. Life can shift in a single moment, and sometimes the smallest details are the ones that matter most. Thank you again for watching, supporting the channel, and being part of this journey. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and I'll see you in the next video, where we uncover another story full of mystery, shocking truths, and lessons you can't afford to miss.